Jake Harrison wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked at the broken robot arm on his work table. The metal pieces were scattered everywhere. Another failed repair job. He sighed and reached for his coffee cup. It was cold again. His workshop was small but filled with all kinds of machines and tools. Wires hung from the ceiling like jungle vines. Computer screens showed moving lines and numbers that most people could not understand. Jake had been fixing things since he was a boy. Now, at 32, he was the best engineer on New Terra Colony. The colony sat on the edge of space, far from Earth. Different alien races came here to trade and do business. Jake liked the aliens. They had problems that human technology could solve in new ways. His specialty was making devices for people who had lost arms, legs, or other body parts. The door chime rang. Jake looked up to see two figures walking into his shop. One was tall and wore a dark military uniform. The other was smaller and covered in a long, flowing robe. Jake could see the smaller one had skin that looked like clear crystal. Light moved through it in strange patterns. "Are you Jake Harrison?" the tall one asked. His voice was deep and serious. "Yes, that's me. How can I help you?" The tall alien stepped forward. "I am Commander Kix of the Velthari Empire. This is Princess Zara." He pointed to the figure in the robe. Jake had heard of the Velthari. They were powerful and proud. They could read minds and move things without touching them. Most humans stayed away from them. "We need your help," Commander Kix said. "The princess has a problem that our doctors cannot fix." Princess Zara pulled back her hood. Jake tried not to stare. Her face was beautiful but strange. Her skin was like living crystal that changed colors in the light, but her eyes were completely white. No pupils, no color. She was blind. "I was born this way," Princess Zara said softly. "In my people's culture, this is seen as a curse. I cannot use our mind powers either. The royal doctors say I am broken and cannot be fixed." Jake felt sorry for her. He could hear the sadness in her voice. "We heard you help people with problems," Commander Kix said. "People who are missing parts or cannot use their bodies normally." Jake nodded. "I do, but I've never worked with Velthari before. Your people have technology much more advanced than ours." "Advanced, yes," Princess Zara said. "But sometimes advanced does not mean better. Sometimes it means we cannot see simple solutions." Jake stood up and walked closer. "May I ask you some questions about your condition?" Commander Kix moved protectively, closer to the princess. "You may ask, but you must not touch her without permission." "Of course," Jake said. "Princess, when you were born, did the doctors say why you cannot see?" "They said my brain is different. The parts that should connect to my eyes and to our mind powers do not work right. They tried surgery, medicines, even magic crystals. Nothing worked." Jake rubbed his chin. He was thinking hard. "What about devices that help you move around, like a walking stick or a guide?" "I have learned to move without help," she said with pride. "But I cannot read, cannot see art, cannot look at the stars. And worst of all, I cannot prove I am worthy to rule my people someday. The Empress is getting old," Commander Kix explained. "If Princess Zara cannot show she has value to the Empire, she will be sent away forever. She will lose her title and her family." Jake felt angry. How could a family throw away their daughter just because she was different? "How long do we have?" "1 month," Princess Zara said. "Then I must return home and face judgment." Jake looked around his workshop. He had sensors, computers, neural interfaces, and quantum processors. Human technology was different from Velthari technology. Maybe that difference could help. "I have an idea," Jake said. "But I need to study your biology first. I need to understand how your brain works compared to human brains." Princess Zara seemed excited. "You think you can help me?" "I don't know yet, but I want to try. Human technology works differently than yours. We use external devices that connect to the brain. Your people try to fix the brain itself. Maybe we can work around the problem instead of trying to fix it. Commander? Kix looked suspicious. What kind of device? A visor. Something you wear over your eyes. It would have cameras and sensors that see the world around you. Then it would send that information directly to your brain through neural connections. That sounds dangerous, Commander Kix said. All new technology is dangerous, Jake replied. But staying blind might be more dangerous for the princess. Princess Zara reached out and found Jake's hand. Her crystal skin felt warm and smooth. I want to try. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Jake squeezed her hand gently. Then we'll try. But I need to warn you. This might not work. And even if it does work, it might work differently than normal sight. Different how? She asked. I don't know yet. Human neural interfaces sometimes give people abilities they never had before. You might see things that normal people cannot see. Princess Zara smiled for the first time since entering the shop. That sounds wonderful. Commander Kix still looked worried. How long will this take? 2 weeks to build the device. Another week to test it safely. That gives us 1 week extra in case something goes wrong. And if the Empress finds out we are here? Commander Kix asked. Then we'll deal with that when it happens, Jake said. Right now, let's focus on giving the princess her sight. Jake began making plans in his head. He would need to scan Princess Zara's brain, study Velthari biology, and design a completely new type of neural interface. It would be the most challenging project of his life, but looking at Princess Zara's hopeful face, he knew he had to try. Sometimes the best solutions came from the most unexpected places, and sometimes helping one person could change everything. Jake had not slept for 3 days. His eyes were red and his hands shook from too much coffee. The visor was almost finished, but he wanted to make sure every part was perfect. Jake, you need to rest, said Lisa Park, his young assistant. She was 24 and very smart with computers. Jake had taught her everything about neural programming. I can't rest yet, Jake said, connecting tiny wires to a small chip. Princess Zara comes back tomorrow for the final test. Lisa looked at the strange device on the work table. It looked like silver sunglasses, but much thicker. Small lights blinked along the sides. Thin wires came out of the back where it would touch the wearer's head. Are you sure this will work? Lisa asked. Jake stopped working and rubbed his tired eyes. I'm not sure of anything. Velthari brains are so different from human brains. But the scans we took show that Princess Zara's neural pathways might actually work better with our technology. Over the past 2 weeks, Jake had learned amazing things about Velthari biology. Their brains used quantum connections instead of just electrical signals like humans. Princess Zara's brain was not broken. It was just wired differently. The regular Velthari doctors tried to make her brain work like a normal Velthari brain. Jake explained to Lisa. But what if being different is actually better? Dr. Ben Carter, the colony's medical officer, walked into the shop. He was an older man with gray hair and kind eyes. He had been helping Jake understand how to safely connect the device to an alien brain. How's our patient? Dr. Carter asked. Nervous, Jake said. She's been staying at the Colony Hotel with Commander Kix. I think she's scared the device won't work. And if it doesn't work? Dr. Carter asked. Jake's shoulders slumped. Then she goes home in disgrace. Her family will send her away forever. No pressure at all, Lisa said sarcastically. The door chimed and Princess Zara walked in with Commander Kix. The princess looked tired too. Jake could see worry in the way she held her shoulders. Good morning, Princess, Jake said. Are you ready for the test? I have been ready for my whole life, she said, but her voice shook a little. Commander Kix looked at the visor with suspicion. It looks dangerous. All great achievements involve some risk, Dr. Carter said. But Jake has tested every part of this device. The neural connections are very gentle. Jake picked up the visor carefully. Princess, I need to explain how this works. The visor has cameras that see light, heat, and even electrical fields. It sends this information to your brain through these small connectors that touch your temples. What will I see? Princess Zara asked. I don't know exactly. Human brains see colors and shapes, but your brain might process the information differently. You might see things that humans cannot see. Princess Zara nodded. I understand. What do I need to do? Sit in this chair, Jake said, pointing to a comfortable chair surrounded by computers. Lisa will monitor your brain activity. Dr. Carter will watch your vital signs. I will control the device. Princess Zara sat down slowly. Her crystal skin was changing colors rapidly, showing her nervousness. Commander Kix, you can hold her hand if you want, Jake said. The big alien warrior looked grateful. He took Princess Zara's hand gently. Jake placed the visor over Princess Zara's eyes. It fit perfectly. He had custom-made it for her head shape. The neural connectors touched her temples softly. Starting the neural interface, Jake said. You might feel a small tingling sensation. Princess Zara gasped. I feel something like tiny lights in my head. That's normal, Dr. Carter said, watching his monitors. Your brain is learning to understand the new signals. Jake slowly turned up the power. Now I'm adding visual input. Tell me what happens. Princess Zara was quiet for a long moment, then she whispered, Colors. I see colors. Lisa smiled. It's working. But they're not like the colors you described, Princess Zara said. I see moving patterns of light around Commander Kix, and around you, Jake. Different colors for each person. Jake was excited. You're seeing heat signatures and electrical fields from our bodies. That's amazing. I can see the walls of the room, but I can also see what's inside them. Wires and pipes and air moving through vents. Commander Kix looked amazed. Princess, that's better than normal sight. You're seeing things that even healthy Velthari cannot see. Jake increased the power a little more. What about now? Princess Zara stood up suddenly. I can see everything, but it's so much more than just seeing. She turned toward Commander Kix. I can see your emotions. You're happy but worried. And Jake. She turned to him. You're exhausted but proud. Your telepathic abilities, Commander. Kix said with wonder. They're coming back. No, Princess Zara said, walking around the room confidently for the first time in her life. They're not coming back. They're working better than they ever have. I can sense thoughts and feelings from everyone in this building. Lisa checked her computers. Her brain activity is off the charts, but it's stable. Dr. Carter was staring at his medical scanners. Her neural pathways are creating new connections faster than I've ever seen. The visor isn't just giving her sight. It's unlocking abilities that were always there. Princess Zara laughed with joy. I can see the stars through the roof. I can sense the ships in orbit. Jake, this is incredible. But Commander Kix suddenly looked worried. Princess, if you can sense the ships in orbit, can you tell what kind they are? Princess Zara concentrated. Her expression changed from joy to fear. Imperial ships, 3 of them, and they're scanning the colony. Jake felt his stomach drop. Your mother found you? No, Princess Zara said, still concentrating with her new abilities. This is worse. I can sense the thoughts of the ship commanders. They're not here to take me home, they're here to arrest you. Me? Jake asked. For what? For helping me. They think you've used human technology to control my mind. They think you're a criminal. Commander Kix stood up quickly. We need to leave. Now. Wait, Princess Zara said. She was still wearing the visor, and her new abilities were showing her things that scared her. I can sense deception from the ships. Someone on those ships is lying about why they're really here. What do you mean? Jake asked. The ship commanders believe they're here to arrest you. But someone else, someone with a much stronger mind, has different plans. Someone who doesn't want me to return home at all. Lisa was packing up the computers quickly. We can figure this out later. Right now, we need to hide. But Princess Zara shook her head. No, running will make us look guilty. Jake, this visor doesn't just give me sight. It gives me the power to find the truth. And I think someone very powerful has been lying to my mother about humans and about me. Jake looked at the princess with her glowing visor and her new confidence. What do you want to do? I want to find out who's really behind this, and then I want to prove that you saved me, not controlled me. Commander Kix smiled grimly. Then we better do it fast. Those ships will be landing within the hour. Jake nodded. Sometimes the best way to solve a problem was to face it head on. And with Princess Zara's new abilities, they might actually have a chance. The Imperial ships landed like giant silver birds on the colony's main landing pad. Jake watched from his workshop window as hundreds of Velthari soldiers marched out in perfect formation. Their crystal armor gleamed in the sunlight. "That's a lot of soldiers just to arrest one human," Lisa said nervously. Princess Zara stood beside them, still wearing the visor. Her new abilities let her sense things happening far away. "The Empress is on the main ship, but she's confused and angry. Someone has been filling her mind with lies about what happened here." Commander Kix checked his weapon. "What kind of lies?" "She believes that Jake kidnapped me and used human technology to control my mind. She thinks the visor is some kind of torture device that makes me obey human commands." Jake felt sick. "But that's not true. The visor helped you." "I know that. But someone with very powerful mind abilities has been whispering false thoughts to my mother for weeks. She cannot tell the difference between her own thoughts and the planted ones." The colony's governor, Helen Brooks, appeared on all the communication screens throughout the colony. She was a tough woman in her 50s who had run New Terra for 10 years. "Attention all residents," Governor Brooks said. "We are under Imperial investigation. Please remain calm and cooperate with Velthari authorities. Do not interfere with their operations." Princess Zara concentrated harder. "The governor is scared. The Empress threatened to destroy the entire colony if they don't hand over Jake and all his research." "We have to run," Lisa said. "No, Princess," Zara said firmly. "Running will only make things worse. Jake, I need you to trust me. With this visor, I can do something that might save everyone." "What?" Jake asked. "I can show my mother the truth. But I need to get close to her first." Commander Kix shook his head. "Too dangerous. If she really believes you've been mind-controlled, she might try to hurt you to save you." Heavy footsteps sounded outside the workshop. Through the window, they could see Imperial soldiers surrounding the building. "Jake Harrison," a loud voice called out. "You are under arrest for crimes against the Velthari Empire. Come out with your hands visible." Princess Zara took off the visor and handed it to Jake. "Hide this. I'm going to talk to them." "Princess." "No," Commander Kix said, but Princess Zara was already walking toward the door. "I am Princess Zara of the Velthari Empire," she called out. "I command you to bring me to my mother immediately." The door burst open and 6 soldiers rushed in. They stopped when they saw Princess Zara. "Your Highness," the lead soldier said, bowing. "We are here to rescue you from the human criminal." "Rescue me from what?" Princess Zara asked coldly. "I came here of my own free will." "You have been mind-controlled, Princess. The human used his technology to make you think you wanted to be here." Princess Zara laughed. "How exactly would that work? I cannot see his technology. I cannot read his mind to know his intentions. How could he control someone he cannot even communicate with properly?" The soldier looked confused. "The evidence says..." "What evidence?" "Show me this evidence." Jake noticed that Princess Zara was using her royal training. She sounded commanding and confident. The soldiers were used to obeying her family. "We were told that the human Jake Harrison kidnapped you and performed illegal experiments on your brain," the soldier said. "Told by whom?" Princess Zara demanded. By the Imperial Court." "Which member of the Imperial Court? Give me a name." The soldier hesitated. I do not know, Your Highness. The orders came through Lord Vexistar." Princess Zara's expression changed. Jake could see she recognized that name, and it scared her. "My uncle sent these orders?" she asked quietly. "Yes, Your Highness. Lord Vexistar said you were in great danger and needed immediate rescue." Jake saw Princess Zara's hands shaking. She put the visor back on quickly. As soon as she did, her confidence returned. "There's something very wrong here," she said to Jake quietly. "My uncle has never cared about my safety before. With the visor, I can sense his thoughts from here. He's not trying to rescue me. He's trying to prevent me from returning home." "Why?" Jake whispered. "Because with this visor I can see truth from lies. And apparently my uncle has been telling a lot of lies." The lead soldier was getting impatient. Your Highness, we must bring you to the Empress immediately, and the human must come with us for questioning. Fine, Princess Zara said, but I want to speak to my mother alone first. And Jake comes with me as my guest, not as a prisoner. I don't think the Empress will agree to that, the soldier said. Then ask her, Princess Zara commanded. Tell her that her daughter requests a private audience, and tell her that I have important information about threats to the imperial throne. The soldier spoke into his communication device. After a few minutes, he looked surprised. The Empress agrees to see you privately, Your Highness, but the human must wait outside under guard. Acceptable, Princess Zara said. As they walked toward the Imperial ships, Commander Kix whispered to Jake, What is she planning? I think she's going to show the Empress what the Visor can really do, Jake replied. She's going to prove that her uncle has been manipulating the Imperial court. That's very dangerous, Commander Kix said. Lord Vextar is the most powerful psychic in the Empire after the Empress. If he's been controlling thoughts, he won't hesitate to kill anyone who threatens to expose him. They reached the main Imperial ship. It was huge and covered in crystal decorations that sparkled in the light. Empress Velandra waited at the top of the ramp. She looked like an older version of Princess Zara, but her crystal skin was darker, and her presence felt dangerous. My daughter, the Empress said coldly. Remove that ugly human device from your face immediately. Mother, Princess Zara said, walking up the ramp. I need to show you something first. Something that will change everything you think you know about our family. The Empress looked angry. You will obey me. I will always serve the Empire, Princess Zara said, but right now the Empire is in danger and this device is the only thing that can save it. Jake watched nervously as Princess Zara disappeared into the ship with her mother. Everything depended on whether the Empress would listen to her daughter or believe the lies she had been told. Commander Kix stood beside Jake, both of them surrounded by Imperial guards. If this goes wrong, Commander Kix said quietly, we're all dead. It won't go wrong, Jake said, trying to sound more confident than he felt. Princess Zara is stronger now than she's ever been, and the truth is on our side. They could only wait and hope that a human engineer's invention would be enough to save them all from the most powerful empire in the galaxy. Jake heard shouting from inside the Imperial ship. Then he heard something that made his blood freeze. Princess Zara screaming. Something's wrong, Commander Kix said, starting toward the ship. The Imperial guards pointed their weapons at him. Stay where you are! More shouting came from the ship. Jake could hear the Empress yelling angrily. Then he heard a man's voice, cold and commanding. That must be Lord Vexistar. Suddenly, Princess Zara came running down the ship's ramp. The visor was gone from her face. She looked terrified. Run! She shouted to Jake and Commander Kix. He knows everything. The Imperial guards grabbed her arms. Your Highness, you must return to the ship immediately. Let me go. Princess Zara struggled against them. Jake, he's not trying to protect the Empire. He's trying to control it. The visor showed me everything. A tall figure appeared at the top of the ramp. Lord Vextar was impressive and frightening. His crystal skin was almost black and his eyes glowed with psychic power. He held Princess Zara's visor in his hand. Seize the human terrorist, Lord Vextar commanded. He has used illegal technology to poison the princess's mind. That's not true, Princess Zara yelled. Uncle, tell them what you really did. Tell them how you've been controlling Mother's thoughts for years. Lord Vextar's eyes flashed dangerously. The princess is clearly suffering from human mind control. She doesn't know what she's saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. Princess, Zara broke free from the guards and grabbed Jake's arm. Run! Now! Commander Kix fired his weapon at the guards and shouted, Move! Jake, Princess Zara, and Commander Kix ran toward the colony buildings as energy blasts flew around them. Behind them, Lord Vextar was giving orders to his soldiers. Find them. Bring me the human alive. Kill anyone who helps him. They reached the workshop just as Lisa was loading equipment into a transport vehicle. Lisa, we have to go, Jake shouted. What happened? Lisa asked, starting the vehicle. Princess Zara exposed her uncle's treachery, but he convinced the Empress that she's been mind-controlled, Jake explained as they drove quickly through the colony streets. Where are we going? Commander Kix asked. The underground tunnels, Jake said. The colony has emergency shelter areas below ground. We can hide there. Princess Zara was crying. I'm so sorry, Jake. I thought I could make my mother see the truth. But my uncle's psychic powers are too strong. He made her believe that everything I said was a lie planted by you. It's not your fault, Jake said. We'll figure this out. They reached the tunnel entrance just as Imperial soldiers began flooding the colony streets. Lisa drove the transport vehicle into the underground garage and they all ran deeper into the tunnel system. The underground tunnels were old mining passages that had been converted into emergency shelters. They were dark and cold, but they had basic supplies and communication equipment. How many people can we contact? Jake asked. Lisa was setting up a portable computer. Most of the colony knows what's happening. Governor Brooks is trying to negotiate, but the Imperials are demanding that everyone help find you. And if they don't help? Commander Kix asked. Lord Vextar threatened to destroy the colony and everyone in it, Princess Zara said sadly. Jake felt terrible. All these innocent people were in danger because of him. Maybe I should surrender. No, Princess Zara said firmly. If you surrender, he'll kill you. And then he'll kill me too because I know his secrets. What secrets? Lisa asked. Princess Zara sat down heavily. When I had the visor on, I could see into his mind. He's been slowly poisoning my mother's thoughts for 5 years. He made her make bad decisions that hurt the Empire. He made her start wars with peaceful species. He made her distrust her own advisors and replace them with his friends. Why? Jake asked. Because he wants to be emperor. He's planning to have my mother declared mentally unfit to rule. Then as her closest male relative, he would take the throne. Commander Kix looked grim. And you're the only heir who could challenge his claim. Exactly. That's why he wants me dead. But he has to make it look like an accident or like I died, fighting human terrorists. Explosions sounded above them. The Imperial soldiers were searching buildings with heavy weapons. They're getting closer, Lisa said, monitoring the colony's communication channels. We need more visors, Jake said suddenly. What? Everyone asked. Princess Zara, you said the visor let you see through your uncle's mental manipulation, right? Yes. It protected my mind and let me see his true thoughts. Then we need to make more visors. If we can protect other Velthari from his psychic control, they might listen to the truth. Commander Kix nodded slowly. The ship crews. If we could show them what's really happening. But how do we get close enough to give them visors? Lisa asked. We're trapped down here. Jake was thinking hard. The colony has maintenance tunnels that connect to the landing pads. We could sneak close to the ships. That's suicide, Commander Kix said. Maybe. But staying here is definitely suicide. At least this way we have a chance. Princess Zara stood up. How long would it take to make more visors? With the equipment Lisa saved, maybe 6 hours for 3 visors, Jake said. Then let's do it. But we need to be smart about who we give them to. Who do you suggest? Jake asked. My mother's personal bodyguards. Captain Roy Mitchell of the Federation patrol ship that's hiding behind the moon. And the commander of the main Imperial ship. Lisa looked confused. How do you know about Captain Mitchell? I sensed his ship when I had the visor on. He's been waiting for orders from Earth about whether to help defend the colony. If we can show him the truth, he might help us. Jake started unpacking his equipment. Then we better get to work. We have 6 hours to build devices that might save everyone on this colony. As Jake began building the new visors, explosions continued overhead. The Imperial soldiers were getting closer. But for the first time since this all started, Jake felt hope. Sometimes the best way to fight lies was with truth, and sometimes human technology could give people the power to see what was really happening. One question, Commander Kix said as he stood guard at the tunnel entrance. What happens if this doesn't work? Jake didn't look up from his work. Then we'll think of something else. Humans are good at that. Princess Zara smiled for the first time in hours. That's what I like about your species. You never give up? Never, Jake agreed, connecting delicate wires with steady hands despite the danger above them, especially when people we care about are counting on us. Jake finished the last visor just as the tunnel wall started shaking from explosions above. The Imperial soldiers were getting very close. Time to go, Commander Kix said, checking his weapon. Princess Zara put on the first new visor. Immediately, her confidence returned. I can sense exactly where everyone is. 3 soldiers are about to find the tunnel entrance in 10 minutes. Which way do we go? Lisa asked, packing the other 2 visors carefully. The maintenance tunnel to landing pad 3, Jake said. That's where the main Imperial ship is. They crawled through narrow tunnels filled with pipes and cables. Jake had helped build some of these tunnels when he first came to the colony. He never thought he would be hiding in them from an alien army. Stop, Princess Zara whispered. I sense someone ahead. They waited in the darkness. Jake could hear footsteps above them, then the footsteps moved away. Clear, Princess Zara said. They reached the access panel near landing pad 3. Through the small window, Jake could see the huge Imperial ship. Velthari soldiers were everywhere. How do we get inside? Lisa whispered. We don't, Princess Zara said. I'm going to call Captain Mitchell first. She used her enhanced abilities to contact the Federation ship hiding behind the moon. It was amazing to watch. She closed her eyes and reached out with her mind across thousands of miles of space. Captain Mitchell, she said softly. This is Princess Zara. Can you hear me? Far away, on the Federation ship Aurora, Captain Roy Mitchell was sitting in his command chair wondering what to do. Suddenly, he heard a voice in his mind. Who's there? He said out loud, looking around the bridge. My name is Princess Zara. I need your help to save New Terra Colony. Princess Zara is on the Imperial ships, Captain Mitchell said. This must be some kind of trick. No trick, Captain. Jake Harrison built me a device that lets me communicate across space. The colony is in danger from someone you don't expect. Princess Zara quickly explained about Lord Vextar's plan. Captain Mitchell listened carefully. He had been suspicious about the Imperial response. It seemed too extreme for just arresting one human. If what you say is true, how can I help? Captain Mitchell asked. I need you to come to the colony in exactly 1 hour. When you arrive, I will give you proof of everything I've told you. Jake was amazed. Princess Zara was organizing a plan that would coordinate actions across the entire solar system. Next, she reached out to the commander of the main Imperial ship. His name was Captain Vorex, and he was a good soldier who had served the Empire for 30 years. Captain Vorex, Princess Zara called to him mentally. You know my voice. This is your princess. On the ship, Captain Vorex was confused. Your Highness, where are you? Lord Vextar said you were being held prisoner by the humans. I am safe, Captain, but the Empire is not. Lord Vextar has been lying to everyone. I need to show you the truth. I don't understand, Princess. Meet me in the ship's communication room in 5 minutes. Come alone. What I have to show you will change everything. Princess Zara turned to Jake. Now we need to get the visor to Captain Vorex. Can you access the ship's communication room? From here? Jake studied the maintenance tunnels. Yes, but it's dangerous. I'll have to crawl through the ship's ventilation system. I'll go with you, Commander Kix said. No. You need to stay with Princess Zara and Lisa. If this goes wrong, get them to safety. Jake took one of the visors and climbed into the ventilation system. It was cramped and hot, but he could hear Captain Vorex entering the communication room below. Jake carefully removed a ceiling panel and dropped down into the room. Captain Vorex drew his weapon. Don't shoot, Jake said quickly. I'm here to help. You are the human terrorist, Captain Vorex said. No, I'm the human engineer who saved your princess. She asked me to give you this. Jake held out the visor. What is it? A device that will let you see the truth. Princess Zara wore one just like it when she discovered that Lord Vexistar has been controlling the Empress's mind. Captain Vorex hesitated. That's impossible. Lord Vextar is loyal to the Empire. Then put on the visor and prove me wrong, Jake said. Captain Vorex slowly took the visor and put it on. For a moment, nothing happened. Then his eyes went wide. "By the crystal throne," he whispered. I can see the lies. Lord Vextar has been planting false thoughts in all of us." "What do you see?" Jake asked. "Memories. False memories. Of the princess being kidnapped. False memories of humans being dangerous. False memories of the Empress giving orders that she never actually gave." Captain Vorex sat down heavily. "How long has this been happening?" "According to Princess Zara, about 5 years. 5 years of manipulation. 5 years of false orders." Captain Vorex stood up looking angry. "Where is the princess now?" "Safe. She's coordinating with the Federation ship that's coming to help. We need to expose Lord Vextar before he can do more damage." "What do you need me to do?" Jake explained. The plan. Captain Vorex would gather the ship's senior officers and show them the truth using the visor. Meanwhile, Princess Zara would contact her mother's bodyguards and give them the third visor. Everything had to happen at the same time. If Lord Vextar realized what was happening, he might try to kill the Empress and blame it on human terrorists. Hour later, everything was ready. Captain Mitchell arrived with his Federation ship. Princess Zara contacted him and gave him the proof he needed by sharing her memories through the visor. On the Imperial ship, Captain Vorex gathered his officers. One by one, they tried the visor and saw the truth about Lord Vextar's manipulation. The POW, Empress's bodyguards, received the third visor and finally understood why their leader had been acting so strangely for years. At exactly the same moment, all of them confronted Lord Vextar in the Empress's throne room. "You are under arrest for treason against the Empire," Captain Vorex announced. Lord Vextar laughed. "You cannot arrest me. I control this ship. I control the Empress. I control all of you." He tried to use his psychic powers to force them to obey, but the visors protected them from his mental attacks. "Your power is broken," the lead bodyguard said. "We can see your lies now." The Empress, free from her brother's influence for the first time in years, looked around in confusion. "What is happening? Where am I?" Princess Zara entered the throne room, wearing her visor proudly. "Mother, you are free, we all are." Jake and the others came in behind her. The Empress looked at Jake with surprise instead of anger. "You are the human who helped my daughter," she said. "Yes, Your Majesty. I built her a device that gave her sight, but it also gave her the power to see truth from lies." The Empress looked at her brother, who was now surrounded by loyal guards. "Vextar, is this true? Have you been controlling my mind?" Lord Vextar's face twisted with rage. "I did what was necessary. You were weak. The Empire needed strong leadership." "By starting wars and making people hate us?" Princess Zara asked. "By turning us into the villains of the galaxy?" The Empress stood up slowly. For the first time in years, her thoughts were clear. "Take him away. He will be tried for treason." As the guards led Lord Vextar away, the Empress turned to Jake. "Human engineer, I owe you an apology. And a debt." "You don't owe me anything, Your Majesty. I just helped a friend." The Empress smiled. "Then let me help your friends. This technology you created, it could help many people across the galaxy. People who are disabled, people who are being lied to, people who need to see truth clearly." Jake looked at Princess Zara, who was glowing with happiness and confidence. "I would be honored to share this technology." 6 months later, Jake's workshop had become the Jake Harrison Institute for Adaptive Technology. Beings from all over the galaxy came to learn about devices that could help disabled people live better lives. Princess Zara became the official ambassador between the Velthari Empire and humanity. She wore her visor proudly as a symbol of the power that came from seeing truth clearly. Lisa Park became the head of the Institute's research department. Dr. Carter opened a medical school that taught doctors from many different species. Commander Kix became the head of security for the Institute. He liked protecting people who were trying to help others. Captain Mitchell was promoted and given command of a new Federation task force that worked with the Velthari to keep peace in the galaxy. And Jake continued doing what he loved most, solving problems and helping people. But now he had friends from across the stars, and together they proved that sometimes the best solutions came from the most unexpected places. The visor that started as a device to help one blind princess had become a symbol of hope for everyone who had ever been told they were broken or worthless. Jake had learned that the greatest technology wasn't about making things more complicated. It was about helping people see clearly, think freely, and choose their own destiny. As he often told visitors to the Institute, sometimes the most powerful thing you can give someone is the ability to see the truth for themselves.